Hello, sweet souls. How are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling today? I have a lot that has come in. It's been sort of a wild last 6 hours trying to bring this forth because there's so much that wants to come forward. And I'm going to take a moment and center myself and also invite you to center with me. So whenever I am in practice or workshop or even one-on-one sessions with people, I invite them into breath. So I'm going to invite you into breath, and we're going to take 3 deep breaths with each other. And breath is one of the ways that I learned to speak with the soul and also allow its truth to come through. And so what I'd like for you to do is get quiet and get still with me somewhere that feels good and safe, and close your eyes. And we're going to take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. The elongated out breath is super important. So I'll guide you through each breath, and I'll close my eyes too. Okay, with breath number 1, I want you to go in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really easy. Breath 1. With breath number 2, I want you to notice what I did. I really want that out breath to be audible. So breath number 2, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And with breath number 3, I want you to wiggle in your seat or imagine the breath going all the way down to your root. And when you allow it to go out through your crown. Breath number 3. Take a moment. There is no rush to come back and look at me. Not at all. In fact, if you just want to open your eyes like a little bit, take in what's down below you, then eventually find your way back to me. I have tea this morning. I need it. I am dehydrated. There's been a lot of air, a lot of wind, a lot of communication moving through me. So take a sip. One of the first things that came through to me, this is a sort of anytime reading. So whenever you come upon it, the resonance, the themes that I'm going to surface may be valuable to you. I specifically timed this for December 8th for the following week, but really whenever it finds you is perfect. And I had like a bunch of messages that I wanted to share with you, and I will share them with you. And yet when I woke up this morning, I was dehydrated. I was lightheaded and dizzy. I've been communing with the ancestors a lot in the last few days in the dream space, in the astral space. And what I heard this morning, because I sat in a bunch of stillness for a long time, what I heard was, stop looking down, at your steps. Look straight ahead. Look out at the horizon. Stop looking at each step like it may be rigged to fail, like you may misstep, like you may fail. There is no such thing as failure. Anyone who tells you that there is perhaps in some pain of some kind and responding from the systems of this planet that conditioned them to think that there was success and failure, right and wrong, right? Yes and no. When really we exist in neutrality, because most things, not all things, but most things from different perspectives feel true. So the message is to stop looking at each of your individual steps. You take a step. I'm seeing the fawn, like the baby deer, and like they take a couple steps and they shake and they look around here. But really, they walk best. We walk best when we look straight ahead. We look at the horizon. We look above the trees. We look above the mountaintops. So, the first message, stop looking down. Look straight ahead. Look at the vision. Look at the ambition. Look at the mission, your calling. Look at what's straight in front of you. Whatever is in front of you in that moment, I use my hands a lot. Whatever is in front of you in that moment, that is your greatest work. That is your next best step. I remember a yoga teacher who said to me, the first step is the next step is the best step. The next step is the best step. And the first step is often the hardest step. So that's how we're going to begin. There's lots of other stuff that wants to come through for this week, for the resonance of this week. And the resonance is the energy between words, between what we say. Because I may say some things and you may say some things and we may react to those things. The words are important. Words matter. And yet there's an energy, a tone that's in between them. And that's what the resonance is when I share it throughout the week. I take in the systems, I take in all the things I've learned from Western astrology, human design, the gene keys, Mayan cosmology, soul attunement, ancestral reverence, and I bring it together and I share what I feel. I share what I hear. I am Maggie Batista. I should introduce myself before I go further. I am a storyteller and a writer and a teacher of soul. I heard my own sweet soul and the ancestors speak through deep loss and intuitive activation. And I like to put the words a soul awakening because I started hearing my soul close to 10 years ago. And when I looked at that decade of work, it was my soul coming forward, my divine essence rising to the surface and wishing to lead my life. So now I bridge dimensions and I help you notice the sweetness of life from a soul lens. I help you hear your soul so you can make big change, so you can transmute pain into progress. If that feels good to you, you can also sit in pain. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And I offer my gifts here. And then I also offer one-on-one soul resonance sessions where I meet with you, you ask questions, and I offer guidance from the soul and the ancestors, a collective of ancestors. I have a course that helps you heal through the use of ceremonial cacao, a medicine of my lineage, a plant medicine of my lineage that activates the heart space. And I also do longer-term mentorships, soul mentorships, where we work together over 4 to 6 months and help you detect your soul's voice from all the voices within. So, okay, back to the messages. So here's what is happening. First of all, it's important for me to say to you that I'm recording this today on 6C in the Mayan sacred calendar. I am a student of the calendar. I will be for many, many decades. Mayan cosmology and the sacred calendar are part of my lineage. I was called back to it by the ancestors. They literally called me in and said, now's the time. And I've been learning the stories and the myth of the calendar. And I offer devotion to the energies of the calendar every single day. And today is 6C. It represents a couple of things. So the C represents unconditional love, loyalty, justice, faithfulness. And the 6 is one of the most whole and sacred numbers in the Mayan sacred calendar. It, of course, represents wholeness. It represents the support of all the directions. So east, air, south, fire, west, water, north, earth. the heart of the sky and the heart of the earth, and the midpoint that connects them right here in your heart, in my heart. And when I think of this energy, well, it's a beautiful energy combined, right? There are lighter and darker dimensions to every single energy in the calendar. But I hear that this energy, because I hear the energies, I hear it offering a space, support to take action out of faith, knowing that you have the support of your family or your chosen family or your soul family, people in all the dimensions, right? And we're going to talk about relationships today because there's a lot going on astrologically around relationships. If you want to know that exactly, there are so many amazing astrologers. I am here to take all these systems and make them into something new for you. That is what I believe to be even more resonant for me and for some of you who are here. So, laying that groundwork, laying that theme around unconditional love and loyalty and justice and faithfulness and all the different sort of light and dark lenses of those things. Also thinking about the support of soul family. There are a few other messages that came through. We are being invited right now, you are being invited right now into presence over planning. Now, I know that the systems of this planet that humans created, I get them. I understand that they bring some order and that we have been rewarded for being planners, for setting goals, for knowing step 1 through 20 and following them, right? What I hear is to offer presence to this current moment, to stop moving forward just to move forward, to cross something off a list, to stop doing something to do something, because it's possible that you don't have all the information just yet. And in full presence, you will receive more information, if that makes sense. There is intelligence in waiting until the moment when something feels complete. And complete is enough, right? When you have enough information. And when you allow for presence in this moment, you encourage yourself to stop worrying. Worrying steals from the current moment. Worrying takes the mind, the voice of the mind, into some unknown future, right? Into some other timeline. And I get like receiving visions of other timelines. Some of us are doing that. There's a lot of intuitive activation happening right now. I want to make space for that. But I'm inviting you to be in real presence now, in this moment. Choose presence. Choose your presence, because there is wisdom in it, in stopping and getting still. In what I did this morning when I awoke with so much going on in the body that I literally took a seat on my sofa with a cup of tea. And at first I tried to distract myself, because I'm a normal person. I'm a human. I tried to distract myself with my phone and with the television, and I get it, and I have a lot of compassion for that. And once I shut all that off and I just glanced out the window, I could see the trees and the cloud formations calling me to continue glancing in that direction. And I just sat in stillness, in presence. And that's the invitation that I am laying on the altar between us this week. Slow down. Slow down. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to fully prepare for some future event. You can move slowly, step by step by step. The final result, whatever that is, will be richer, like honey. Not watery honey. I'm seeing really thick honey, right? Enriching. Because you are creating, designing a body of work of some kind, and you're no longer following the trends and the newness and the bright, shiny objects. You are here to create something of meaning for you. You are here to embody your soul so you can offer yourself. And to do that, you must slow down. I think the biggest sort of stream of messages I've heard this week have been around relationships. And I've heard to offer you a new lens through which to look at relationships. I have often said that, every relationship is a teacher to us. It's not just a reflection of us, it is a teacher. So we are learning from everyone we choose to be in relationship with, whether it be a family member or a friend or a colleague, or a postal person, right? Someone at the grocery store. We are choosing to be in relationship, and so we are choosing to learn through that relationship. But the new lens I'm offering you to sort of place before you when you're in another's presence, when you are with a romantic relationship, when you're with your current partner, when you're with a family member, when you're with a new friend. I'm meeting a lot of new people here where I am now. The lens I'm placing over it, which is offering to you, is, do you feel like you, or like more of you, in another's presence? Not, do they feed your wounds in some kind? Do they match your trauma in some kind? Do you feel like more of you? Do you feel like the most of you? People will tell you how they will treat you. I've been noticing that a lot lately. And I think it's just a perception that you develop as you learn, as you grow, as you listen to the soul. When a romantic relationship says to me something like, I may not be available, or I'll be busy all weekend, or I'm here for whatever happens, they are sharing an intention without sharing an intention, right? In a friendship, when someone complains about others, when they judge others, they bring that into your relationship. They may not intend to, but they are sharing an intention. They are sharing how they are with you, what they intend to happen, to unfold between you. And you get to decide what you're available for. And so as I move through the world now, sort of blending, balancing, harmonizing the soul perspective and the human perspective, because we are more soul than human. We are here to have a human experience, but we are originally souls. I choose my relationships based on where and who and when I feel most like me. When I feel like I feel most whole, or like I have space to come into my expression, my fullest expression, when I'm able to bring the parts of me, all the parts of me, when I don't have to silence myself or censor myself. I remember I was dating someone recently, let's just say in the last year or two. I don't need to reveal them. But I remember a friend asking, so do you like them? And I thought to myself, I like me when I'm around them. I feel more like me when I'm around them. I feel like they allow all the parts of me to surface when I'm around them. And that's the lens that we are being invited to bring to the surface this week. Not just this week, but going forward, I hear. So, but it's a new lens, it's a new perspective, and I'm offering that to you so you can play with it a little bit, right? Do I feel more like me here? Do I like me here in this space? There's another sort of stream of messages around relationships coming up, and there's a lot of stuff with relationships happening right now. Venus and Aquarius, all these things, but the lens is around how we make things personal, right? It's like, don't make it personal, but make it personal. Don't make it personal, but make it about you. Let me explain. When you're hanging out with someone, their reaction is about them. It's not about you, right? But as you receive whatever they're sharing, make those moments about you. Receive it and feel into what you want, how you feel around them, what feels good, and make choices from this place, from how you feel. You know, in the past, I've made relationships super personal, probably in an unhealthy way. Let's just be honest, right? If I was dating someone, or if I was in a relationship with a friend or a family member, all of it, I might receive something, what they're saying, react to it in some way, maybe lash out or shut down as a mechanism to protect myself, and then decide, I don't want to be friends with this person anymore. Done, right? Eventually, as the soul stepped in, I developed a lot more awareness, and I brought a lot of curiosity to me, to my participation in all the relationships I was in. And while it's true, it is true that generally someone's reaction is not about you. We let them have it. We allow them to tell you what they're feeling. We receive it from a compassionate place. And also, you get to decide to bring curiosity to what you receive and or distance yourself if you don't feel like you. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. Let everyone be concerned with themselves, right? Ideally, a relationship will allow us to remember how whole we are, where we need to surface more of us. And even if we are still learning and still growing and bringing lots of curiosity to pieces of us, the other will make space for that, not make it personal. So as you are moving through your relationships this week, resonating in the energy, how do you feel? Can you be all of you? This is a great moment to review that, right? As we end this chronological year and begin a new chronological year, right? A new calendar year. Can you be all of you in all of your relationships? And you don't have to be, but I know I want to be in spaces where I can bring more of me, be honest with myself, transparent, whole. Can you surface your wholeness in your relationships? Do you react from the more wounded parts that are still learning? And if you do, are you able to bring awareness to that and apologize to yourself first, and then apologize to another and figure it out? Bring curiosity to how to like heal the divide, if that's what you want to do. But I encourage you to make it about you and not the other. Let them have their experience and you have yours. As I was feeling into this week, I was thinking about 2024 and how the themes of this year have really been around resilience and endurance, going the distance, persisting, learning and persisting, right? And I'm still feeling into 2025 more fully. I may do, if you're interested, a 2025 energetic roundup, a resonance theme roundup. But I hear some words around 2025 like trust, faith, especially being, 6C today, faith, no expectations, releasing expectations, and lots of intuitive activation, lots of it. I know this week, have been experiencing so many rounds of déjà vu, and déjà vu is a signal that new timelines are emerging, new possibilities are emerging. We as souls are remembering new ways, new potential, right? Even new parts of you are coming online. And I know that 2025 will be a big year for that, for so many of us. No matter where you are in the process of your awakening to realizing that you're a soul in a human body, and we can make space for all of it, right? The most delicious, easiest, best, highest and best way to hear the soul, to hear the higher self, to hear the divine essence that moves through us is in stillness. You can notice your intuitive activations, your lessons, your growth, what you are also hearing in stillness, in the quiet, often through some deep ritual. And so over the next week, at some point, I'm going to put together a video on a morning ritual. One or two people have asked me what my rituals are in the morning. So I'm going to put a video around morning rituals, and I might actually take you through some pieces of a morning ritual. I might literally make some cacao and bring it over and press record, and we will be in ritual with each other. And I will show you parts of what I do in the stillness. I will share what happens in the stillness. And I think it's a really good time for this because everyone's drinking warm drinks, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, right? We're drinking lots of warm beverages. I drink warm beverages any time of year, but a warm beverage allows us to be in stillness and in ritual. It encourages us to slow down, one of the messages this week. So I will make that video, and I will invite you to bring something warm to it when it comes out. And if you want to bring cacao, that's wonderful too. But the stillness is important. Slowing down is important. Breathing is important, especially right now. So that's a lot. I know it's a lot. But that's what I hear to leave on the altar between us. And I'm so happy to have you on this journey with me. And if you want to learn more about my work, you can hear more stories and see glimpses into my life at wearemagic.studio. And you can book a session with me at maggiebatista.com. And until next time, I'm sending you so much love and so much stillness and so much magic.